My name is Anna Kipervaser. I'm writer, producer, and co-director for Voices and Faces of the Adhan, Cairo, with Onlook Films. I've been a painter, and the way that I get inspiration for my paintings is I travel a lot. One year, actually in 2007, I ended up in the Middle East. In the travels, I ended up in Cairo. First day in Cairo, you know, fighting through the traffic, fighting through the 20 million people that live there. And although I'd heard the call to prayer hundreds of times by that point, the way that it happens in Cairo is completely different. There's this blanket that hushes the city, this giant metropolis. Every time you hear it, you see people, you look around, people stop their daily activities. And all of a sudden, another mosque, and another mosque, and another mosque. There were hundreds, thousands, millions for all I knew, voices coming together, all at the same time. Some of them in sync, some of them layered, 1 second, 1 millisecond, 5 seconds, 30 seconds apart. The entire area that was visible and audible was filled with this amazing sound. After having been in Cairo for a few days, I ended up at Amr ibn al-As. I didn't know this then, but it actually is the oldest mosque in the entire continent of Africa. Amr ibn al-As. It's unbelievably beautiful. I was just, you know, taking some quiet time, writing a little bit, taking some photos, exploring the place, and all of a sudden, I heard this beautiful voice doing the Adhan. Again, present. I can hear faint voices in the distance. I can hear close voices, you know, nearby mosques. And they all come together to form this beautiful worship. All of these human beings responding to all of these other human beings. I kept coming back to this mosque, day after day, at the same time, only to, you know, hear this beautiful man's voice. Upon returning to Chicago, I realized that I missed something. I wanted to hear his voice again. I wanted to hear the call to prayer of Cairo. I wanted to hear something that meant something to me in that amazing and overpowering, overwhelming place. So I started to look up Asr, Amr ibn al-As, Cairo, online in libraries and sound archives, all sorts of institutions, nothing. The closest I came was, you know, YouTube videos of really famous muezzins, which are beautiful, but not what I was looking for. There was something missing in the great scheme of things. This hasn't been done anywhere in the world, not only in Cairo. So I decided to take it upon myself to document the call to prayer. I wanted to create the sound map of Cairo in an art installation. You walk into a space, and the city of Cairo is recreated through an audio map. There is literally a change coming. And the change was the unification plan, which was going to unify the call to prayer through the use of wireless receivers and one master call coming from the radio station. I began searching for grants nonstop. Began talking to people, asking for funding. I'd never done anything like this in the past, and I was so intrigued, so in love. And 2 years later, still hadn't gotten any funding. I was sitting in the car with a very good friend of mine, Rodian Galperin, who is now the co-producer and multimedia art director. And I said to him, listen, there's no funding. There's just no funding. I can't find any funding, and I have no expertise in the field. I don't know what to do. There's all this funding in film. What do I do? Rodian, the genius that he is, says, let's make a film. Here we are today. We found a magical team, all of these people from all these different backgrounds. We're truly international. I mean, 90% of us are immigrants. In the next 6 months, we had everything off the ground, and the support from Hartley Film Foundation, the National Geographic All Roads Film Project, and the Lucius and Ava Eastman Fund, and the amazing and wide support of all of our friends and family. Honestly, the thing that has really made this project happen is, this great desire to bridge this thing that we know as the cultural gap. And I was in New York on September 11th, 2001. I was part of a studio program, and it happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time, or the right place at the right time, depending on which way you look at it. And honestly, up until that point, I wasn't actually political at all. And those days' events had changed my outlook on things, and I began to become interested in the Middle East and the politics and our misconceptions. And a lot of my work since that very day has been to dispel the misconceptions that we have about that region, which is a really big reason why I think that this project is meaningful in this time period in the world.